This is Eleri for Keey News. Today I'll be talking to young people in South London about how they feel the government cuts have affected them. How do you feel the government funding cuts have affected you?
I don't think they've necessarily affected me that much.
I feel they've been quite negative. I think their cuts on education and arts in particular are starting to have a massive negative impact. I think UAL and most art universities are starting to suffer under how much they're having to reduce their cuts for teaching, equipment, everything. I think maybe it's a little bit too fast. I think the whole country is kind of at this teetering point where we don't quite know what's going to happen.
I'm not sure about affecting me, but it will affect my younger brother who's going to uni in a couple of years, and he's going to have to pay extra, which is not unfortunate. And being like the first child going to uni, he wants to follow, footsteps, but I'm not sure how we're going to do that.
So how do you feel the government funding cuts have affected you?
Well, personally, it hasn't affected me, but I know quite a lot of people who plan to go to university, and because of the cuts, now they've suddenly changed their minds. It's affecting quite a lot of people in their future plans.
Well, what it's affected me, I think, really truly, people like trying to cut off the EMA as well. They're trying to cut bare things like, let's say, people, like, it's hard for people to get jobs these days, that's how basically. Like, people trying to find jobs really hard.
I think they've affected me because my degree is art-based, so a lot of our materials and tutor time and everything is cut.
So how do you feel the government funding cuts have affected you?
I feel that's affected me in a lot of ways. I feel that my freedom has been controlled by the government, as in they're just overtaking my needs, and they're not even taking into my needs of my sayings of how I should feel about them taking away all their taking power over my needs of also my funds.
I think long term, it's actually, I don't want to vote anybody else to come with me, but for the rest of my life now.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really bother me too much per se. I'm going to get into debt, which is peak, because debt is pretty much slavery, modern day slavery. But it's more about how it affects people, and because how it affects people will affect me obviously after a bit. Like education is something that's like incredibly important, and it's something that should be more of a right than something that you have to be rich and pay for. And like if you cut education, it's like the most short-sighted thing in the world. How are you going to cut education? Education is the thing that moves society forward, moves everything forward. So that's about affecting me personally, but it's more like it's going to affect me like during the long term. It's going to affect everybody. So it's just like
It's arduous. I applied for a course in acting, and usually you can find funding quite easily for it, even for your own council, but I couldn't find funding at all. It took me about 3 months just to find one person to get funding. All the people that wrote to us, 200 people, all one guy. And they've all said that their funding had been cut, or had been not cut completely, but cut so much so that they couldn't fund individuals anymore. It was just charities.
It seems young people have a lot to say about the effect the government cuts have had on them. If you have something to say, leave a comment at keey.co.uk.